This is madness. The world is just playing tricks on me now. Hopefully now it's back. So it was just buffering for a second and then I came back. So now I'm back. Or am I not back? What is happening? I need to get back into, like I need to look more into my internet and stuff like that because it shouldn't be happening. It's ridiculous. So I'm back. Okay, good deal. I was like, am I dead? Am I live right now? Insanity, thank you for the bits. Kuro, thank you for the bits. Pat, thank you for the bits. Pat, you can go ahead and ask them now. Yeah, I shouldn't be having any issue. I agree, Retsu. But Pac, you've been thinking about what you're missing in a partner and may you ask some clarifying questions. You are more than welcome to ask. Jack, how are you doing? How's your day been? But also what I was gonna say is that I did want to bring up some quotes and stuff like that, and I had said last week that I was gonna post it on Instagram before the stream, but I ran out of time, which is why I was late to this stream currently, but I'm still working on it. And I also thought at some point, maybe today, depending on how much time, but you guys know I don't have too much time, and I'm exhausted. I am so tired. I was up at the crack of dawn. But that being said too, I've been reading a lot of Sylvia Plath. I don't know if any of you guys have read her works.
Why does Bianca strive so? Money clearly doesn't mean much to you, and there are way easier paths. What causes you to sacrifice and work so much for your goals?
Okay, let's see. Let me tidy up what I had just said. But I've been reading a lot of Plath, and if there's ever a book to understand like the thoughts that go on in my mind, it would be Plath. Specifically her journals. It is literally the way my mind works. I relate to Plath so much. The only sad thing is she has a very sad end to her story, and I really hope my story doesn't end that way. It won't end that way, just so y'all know. But highly recommend Plath. So I thought it would be interesting for me to go through the things that I've highlighted the last time that I read it, and I thought we could go into some of that kind of stuff, which would be very cool. But Pat, for what you asked, why do you strive so? Money clearly doesn't mean that much to you. And there are way easier paths. What causes you to sacrifice and work so much for your goals? You know, I mean, I think that's kind of like the issue, right? Elite, what's up? How are you doing? I wouldn't even say that there's necessarily like a reason per se, but I think that as a base level, it's like, especially whenever you come from kind of like nothing, there's this piece in some people that kind of want to prove that they're not less than anybody else. That just because you came from like a bad circumstance doesn't mean that you're any less than anyone else who is like given a better hand in a sense. So I definitely think that's a piece of it, right? Because I think our childhood and our surroundings and how we're groomed essentially throughout childhood certainly plays a big role in who you are as an adult. And especially like what you're looking for out of life. I think that is heavily related to that, because things that you've lacked when you're okay. Maybe I'm back. Maybe I'm not back. Who even knows? Who even... I may be back. Maybe not. Okay. I am back. Right? Yes? Oh, thank goodness. Goodness gracious. Goodness gracious. Alright, let me just fix this real quick. Why? Sorry. You know, and like, I had a feeling this was gonna happen too. And let's get this here. And then let's put this here. You guys are just seeing me click around and stuff. Okay. Alright, so, am I still here or am I gone? Do I exist or do I not exist anymore? I don't understand why my internet is giving me such difficulty though, because I literally have, I need to look into it. I just haven't had the time to. It might be buffering and stuff, Nikki. I wouldn't be surprised. I'm telling you. It is just one of those days, one of those weeks, we just smile and grit through it, right? Engineer, how are you doing? How are you? Sick with COVID? Can you give me any tips? Get a lot of rest, get a lot of fluids. That's gonna be the big thing. Kamaki, how are you doing? How's your day been? How are you? I am back, I am here. I don't know what's going on. This is just madness. Okay, thanks, bye. How are you doing? How are you? You've been on the fence, if I'm real. I might just be a figment of your imagination. Possibly, maybe. Reg, how's your weather? I mean, it's super freaking hot in Texas, but other than that, it's not raining or anything. It's just crazy that it's just going just so bad. I don't know. Hive, y'all need to have a Hive level week. Literally had one of the best weeks of my life. Yeah, see, I'd say that my weeks have been good. They've just been stressful, but I also function very well, or I enjoy the stress, I guess, in a sense. Oh, you know what it was too? Hold on. I forgot. Now I don't have like my, hold up. I didn't put any background music on. That's why it sounded so just quiet. Hold up. I'm gonna get this on. That way it just makes it a little easier for me to talk, I feel like. And then we'll put this stuff back. I'm so exhausted. Can y'all hear it in my voice? Because I feel like I can hear it in my voice. I feel like I can see it in my eyes. Joel, hope you're having a good week. I am having a good week. I have a good week every week. Zesty, your car shut off its safety features because it got too hot. What? That's crazy. Bretsu, thank you so much for the bits. Thank you, thank you. My Streamlabs also isn't updating, so if you send through bits or something and I don't see it, I apologize. I really, really apologize. B, if you were a figment of our imaginations, you'd be married to like everyone as your pure awesomeness. You're so sweet. Y'all are always so kind. Your eyes look beautiful, but your voice sounds tired. Eternally tired. Eternally tired. Hater. See, it's not even like reading across the screen, right? It's just, I don't know what's going on with Streamlabs. Maybe it's Streamlabs. I don't know. I don't know. Hater, we've missed you in the stream. I was wondering if you were going to be able to make it today. I had to figure out your work schedule. Lion, thank you so much for being a sub for 23 months. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Miss you on my birthday Tuesday. And I wanted to be here so bad. I'm telling you guys, I've been at work for like 16 plus hours a day. It has been craziness. I am so exhausted. Very fun, very stressful, but also it's been insane. Delta, you're so sweet. DX, those Texas mosquitoes. Oh my gosh, I'm getting like all tongue-tied. I've been just so exhausted. I try so hard. Lewis, how are you doing? How's your day been? But yeah, so just as a recap, I can't remember if it went through or not before my stream, just kind of like it's the big dead. Anyways, too, I told you guys that the stream's not going to be very long, but preemptively, the plan is that I do want to start talking about things more like classical literature and stuff like that and getting y'all's takes on them. Last week, I said that prior to the stream, I was going to be sending out like a few quotes on Instagram that you guys could think. That way we could discuss them in the stream just so I could get y'all's takes on it. But I've just been at work just freaking constantly. So I haven't been able to do it this week, but I am trying my best for sure. Chomps, welcome to the stream. Moogie, welcome to the stream. We are so happy to have you here. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Hater can't say long, my queen. The world needs savings. Getting some inspiration and motivation. Go save the world. Go save the world, hater. Official, do you think you have too much on your plate? I mean, I think I'm constantly in a state of that, but also too, I wouldn't have it any other way because you gotta do what you gotta do. You gotta suffer to make your dreams come true, you know? Sako Z, how are you doing? You're so sweet. Reaper, what's up? Pack. So you said your natural state is depressive. So when you get into that emo mode, would your perfect partner be A, leave you alone, B, incessantly ask you what's wrong, C, act like nothing is the matter, or D, take you out or pamper you, or E, beat you in Call of Duty? None of the above, I would say. I'm not saying, this is, you know, I thought about this like quite a bit as well too. It's like whenever I say that you're more of like an oppressive person, I certainly do not mean that as like in any way as a bad quality. I think that some people are just genuinely like bubbly, like lights, and then there are some people that just like, I think there's beauty. I think there's beauty in tragedy. I think there's beauty in sadness. I think that everything teaches something, and I think that things that are just so painfully beautiful are like, just as previously stated, like painful. And I think that's beautiful, and I'm constantly that way. And like I said, I've been rereading a lot of Plath, and I relate to Plath so much, it is unreal. And like that being said too, I mean, I understand like the pain that she's going through in a sense. I'm not depressive in the way that she is. Oh, God, I think my stream may have died again. Maybe? Okay, maybe I'm back. Maybe I'm not back. Maybe this is all sign. Maybe I'm just not supposed to stream. Okay, so I'm back. But I mean, like literally recently, like a few days ago, I was sitting in the lobby of this building, and I sat there for hours, like just reading Plath, drinking coffee, and then contemplating these things that she says, because like I feel like I understand her mind so well, which is crazy, especially for somebody that I've never met. But it's interesting too, whenever you have people who can kind of like articulate what you're feeling and thinking. And it's crazy because she's dead, you know? So to be able to relate to somebody like that, that's crazy. That is insane. And once again, I can't see any alerts and stuff. So if I'm like looking away whenever you donate something, I apologize because I can't see it. But for like the depressive type things, I feel like I put like emotion into everything, and it's like I say like often too, like I don't have to be spoon-fed things. I pay attention. That one worked.
H-A-H-A-H-A-H-A-N.
Girl, you fixed it. You fixed it. Equipment, welcome to the stream. We're so happy to have you here. Welcome, welcome. You fixed it, girl. You fixed it. But, you know, it's like, I think it's very interesting. Nicholas, thank you so much for being a sub for 24 months. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. I really, really appreciate you. Graphics, what's up? Now everything is going by so fast. I'm trying to catch it, but my blind little eyes can't keep up. Ars, thank you so much for the follow. I really appreciate you. So is it more you're aware of
the beautiful tragedy and appreciate it, or does it color your world?
I think both in a way, Pac. I mean, truly. I think both in a way, because like Plath, I can't remember the exact quote, but there is some point where she talks about like just the mundane things of like daily life, and it's like setting the table or like doing laundry and stuff, and how she can understand that people can get caught up in like the basic things of life, right? And you can exist that way, but is that like true fulfillment? Or why are there some people who are content with that, and then some people have this persistent need for more? I find that very curious. And I also find it very curious to like go back.
You think you put emotion into everything more so than logic?
No, logic. Hater, thank you so much for stopping by. Go save the world, Hater. We believe in you. Teddy, what's up? How are you doing? Virtual TED Talk. Like essentially, right? Essentially, I guess.
Did I just
Dr.
join
T.
B's virtual TED Talk?
Thank you so much for the bits. Thank you, thank you, thank you. PR, I mean, I would definitely say it's more logic based. However, Official All Might, thank you so much for the bits. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I just think like when somebody says something and their word choice, I always find that curious. And like, what do they mean by what they say? And sometimes people have no altered meaning, right? Like some people are very true to the way that they represent themselves. Like some people do things like, I'm gonna set the table now, I'm gonna cook dinner now, I'm gonna do laundry now, and that's all the thought process that's going on there. And that's beautiful, that's still just like as equally valid as anything else. But then there are other people too, to where it's interesting to see, like when you see somebody who's like extremely stressed or something like that, and they harbor all of that anxiety into something positive. And it's like, you know that there's stress underneath that. But it's very interesting to watch somebody have this type of mental struggle within themselves, and the way that they present it. And I feel like that's the most interesting, I think that's like the most important thing of being like a human being just in general, like in relation to society, to be able to see those types of things in people. I mean, I feel like that's what makes conversation worthwhile. I don't want just like a basic conversation, per se.
So is your perfect partner more complex and nuanced, or more simple and straightforward?
Complex and nuanced, I would say. I mean, you can be more simple and straightforward, which is fine.
This is why you always make sure I reread and correct things I say just in case they are taken poorly. Improving communications and understanding.
Yes, I am very particular in like word choices and meanings behind things. But Pac, I mean, I feel like you can be either way. But I mean, the interesting thing is too is I feel like it would be interesting to come across somebody who kind of like also understands, like, I don't know, you know, like it, I don't know if this died again, but I think that like the best way to describe it is like existence is pain, you know, and that's beautiful. I think that's beautiful.
Are you referring to yourself here? How you handle stress and yet always keep a smile on smiley face?
I mean, possibly, maybe, possibly, maybe.
Buttercup, you are pure awesomeness for even steaming with all you do. You are indeed to real deal Bianca.
You're
Buttercup
so
Antisera
sweet.
for short BBA.
Thank you.
Please eat and rest soon. We all you are the energetic bunny.
You are so sweet. Kuro, thank you for the bits. Thank
Would you
thank
say there is simplicity in the complex mindset?
I wouldn't say necessarily simplicity in it, but I do think there's also beauty in simplicity as well, right? Like ignorance is bliss. Like
I
there's
can't
beauty in
even
that
count
too.
how many times I write an email, then completely erase it and rewrite it before sending it because the words didn't portray my thoughts the way I thought they would.
Right? Isn't that interesting? You know what? Actually, since you said that, let me pull up. Okay, so I was going back through some of the things that I've highlighted, like from past B. Like, what was past B interested in so much that she thought that this was a good thing to like to write down or to highlight? And there was one specifically that you just reminded me of, Kuro, if I can find it. But you know, actually, the chances of me finding it are probably going to be quite slim. I might have to find it.
True, but the pain also has a beauty. Is your positivity because of the understanding of the pain or in spite of it?
Pac, thank you for the bits. Pain also has beauties. Your positivity because of your understanding of the pain in spite of it. I mean, I think that we're here just like for such a short amount of time, and there are some people who are perfectly happy just doing basic things, and that is fine. Like, that is beautiful. But I personally, for the short time that I'm here, want to feel like I'm living, that I'm not just existing, that I am truly, truly living. And I think that that's something that's a lot more difficult to kind of like express, you know? I think it can be, oh, Hive, be safe, whatever it is, be safe. But I find it very interesting too to see like different types of mindsets of like what you thought was important in the past and like what you find is like important, you know, like in the future, I guess, in a sense. But I think like despite the pain, I mean, there's beauty in overcoming it, right? Like there's, I find I have so much respect for people. Anonymous, thank you so much for the bits. I really, really appreciate you. Thank you, thank you. Luke, thank you so much for the bits. Thank you, thank you.
Everyone is built different, think different, and act different. B. I think there is beauty and diversity in the way that we are as human beings. Antisera T.
Yeah, I mean, there most definitely is, right? But I think what's very interesting too is like when you see someone, let's say refreshing.
But are you
almost.
truly living? You're succeeding, but we've talked about the sacrifice you've had to make personally for your success.
Yeah, I mean, well, there's definitely, I definitely pay a price for it. And if that's the right price, is that the right option? That I don't know. That I can't answer. But I mean, it is beautiful how people do, like they have different views on things. And I think what's extremely refreshing in a sense is to see somebody who struggled through so much and yet still has optimism, that still smiles, that still treats people with kindness. Because once again, like my biggest pet peeve are people who think that they have a right to disrespect people, or people who have a right to think that they're better than anyone else. I think there is so much beauty in seeing someone struggle, and I think it's also refreshing for someone to make it through so much and then to have somebody recognize that in someone. Like, imagine that, right? Like, imagine somebody coming from such a terrible upbringing and like overcoming and making themselves something and like reaching happiness, and knowing too that that person is an extremely scarred and damaged person, but they pulled themselves through it all. And then to have someone say, like, I see that, I recognize that in you, I see it in you, I understand what that took. Like, that must be a very eye-opening experience, wouldn't you think? I would think so. I feel like that's very curious to have that level of understanding in a sense, right? But, okay, I found it, Zesty. So, Zesty, you know how you said, I can't even count how many times I write an email and then completely erase it and rewrite it before sending it because the words didn't portray your thoughts? Past B had the same thought. Pack, thank you so much for the bits. So as a part of the beauty you bring to the world, the example you provided to both your family and to the world. PR, thank you for the bits, and not the beauty of struggling. Okay, let me read this real quick and I'll come back to that. So what Past B thought, which is in the same vein, I guess, of what you're saying, Zesty. Some things are hard to write about. After something happens to you, you go to write it down, and either you've over-dramatized it or underplay it, exaggerate the wrong parts, or ignore the important ones. At any rate, you never quite write the way that you want to. Which is very true, right? Like, whenever you look back and you read it, because I do that stuff quite often too. Like, I keep, every day, I log how I'm feeling and my mindset and my emotions and stuff like that. And it's very interesting too, because whenever you do read it, it can be that way. Like, some things are underestimated, some things are overestimated. It's just very curious how things very rarely come out quite the way that you want them to. Which is curious, right? Because it's hard to express ourselves, but I guess that's the struggle of life, the human condition. Pack, so part of the beauty you bring into the world is the example you're provided. I mean, possibly. But also, too, like, I come from a family that is incapable of recognizing everything that I do for them. I come from a family that is extremely needy and extremely, like, emotionally immature. Like, there's a lot of family members that I have that, for instance, it's always like me, or you don't do this, or you don't do that, or, you know, like, I'm upset at you because you weren't able to be here, and it's like,
so
that
is not the beauty
madness.
of struggling, but the beauty in overcoming it and thriving?
And yeah, I think that that's beautiful too, in a way, right? To, like, overcome things and, like, come out stronger. I mean, obviously in the time, it's painful to, like, go through these experiences. But
Some years ago I gave up love, to not be ordinary. Years to come after that I was bounded by that love.
Double, thank you so much for being a sub for 15 months. Thank you, thank you, thank you. You gave up love to not be ordinary, and years later you're bound by that love. May need to elaborate on that a little bit. But, you know, it's just very curious, I guess. It's very curious, especially trying to express something that you need that you don't even fully
I feel like my life is on repeat, it's just work all the time. I don't know, maybe I'm just going crazy.
No, it very well may be, Eric. That's the exact same madness that
That's what makes you so amazing though. You give and support because you want to, and because it's important. How do you handle the dark thoughts around the lack of understanding of your support?
Well, that's the hardest thing too, I think, is dealing with, like, the dark thoughts and stuff, because that's what I'm, like, that's my base reaction, is to go towards things like that. And so, what ends up happening, you know, I don't know, I just try to understand myself better. And like I said, I document, like, my moods daily. I document what's going through my mind daily, and part of the solace of it is to go back and know
I'm
that
not
it
the
does
best
pass.
at expressing myself in general. But even when talking to family and close friends, I find it difficult to articulate my thoughts because none of them have gone through the things that make me, me. Even though we share some similarities,
it remains a challenge. And I think it always will, in a sense, right, Zesty? Because that's the big thing as well. Like, you can have basic conversations with people, and you can have good conversations. You can have, like, a basic love interest or something that is just like, yeah, you could probably be happy. You could settle. You could be okay. But there are conversations that you are capable, like, even if that person hasn't walked the same path as you. I was talking about this a few weeks ago as well. Why are there some people who can relate and click with people in a way that other people can't. Like, even on a path or something that they have never walked. Even if somebody told me something, well, and you can also say struggle as well, right? Because even if you've come from difficult situations, you can kind of like say, that was difficult and maybe I didn't walk through your shoes. However, still I can kind of correlate like that my struggle and kind of relate it to yours. But then still too, there are some people who just understand other people better. And it's very curious how any of that stuff just happens. Just like in general. You know, I don't know. Roa, thank you so much for the follow. I really, really appreciate you.
What do you think about exploring the subconscious to the point of merging with the conscious mind in order to become your complete self?
I feel like it already is merged in our own way. We should talk about that next week.
So what made you different than your family? Because your base self has empathy and can see another's perspective.
Kuro, bring that up to me next week so I can remember that. Pat, what made you different than your family? Because your base empathy. I have to think on that one too. But on that note, I feel like I've been wearing goggles all day, like, 'cause I've been in the lab. This looks funny. My hair is like so flat, right? Just like from my little headphones.
I can definitely empathize with others who have gone through similar experiences, but most of my close family and friends are very emotionally charged, where I tend to approach life analytically.
But anyways, that's gonna have to be the end of stream for today. I know it's like a super, super short stream, which I apologize for. I'm just super, super exhausted.
Like when Wallace says he is gonna strike, Nikki, but he needs to make sure you are eating and taking care of yourself.
It is okay. Wallace,
that he likes the fire burning in your soul, even though you are surrounded by darkness.
He likes the fire burning in your soul, even though you're surrounded by darkness. Wallace, you're so sweet. Wallace, thank you so much. No floof today? No, I mean, it's always like kind of floofy, right? Kind of. I mean, like I said, I've been at work for
Nikki
for forever, and I was even late here. But Jonesy, thank you so much for being a sub for 22 months. I really, really appreciate you. It looks so weird without my glasses, but it's just like wearing these goggles, you know? Just wearing these goggles. Jonesy, thank you so much. Reg, thank you so much for the $5 donation.
Just to be sure
I really,
you saw it,
really
you should have something waiting at your PO box.
Thank you.
Send it out Saturday.
You guys are absolutely amazing. I love each and every one of you. Like I was saying before as well. Killer, thank you so much for the 5 gifted subs.
Have a great night, B. Hope you have a more relaxing weekend. Antisera, love Antisera smoochies.
Thank you. So much. That is so kind of you. Thank you. But I am going to be going over, I'm going to attempt as much as possible to put out some quotes and stuff like that for you guys to think about, and then we can discuss them next week. I feel like I'm a school teacher. Read the quotes, think about it, and then we're going to discuss it next week.
Have a good night, B.
Insanity,
please post topics next time while my smooth brain can't work this fast.
Yeah, I'm going to try my best.
Nerd.
I am going to try my best for sure. But I love you guys so much. So for next week, the plan is also to same stream schedule Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. I don't have anything planned for next week, so I should
remember
be
you
able
are
to
amazing and crushing it, and we are here for you.
The normal times. But you guys are absolutely amazing. Ceci, thank you so much for the bits. Retsu, thank you for the bits.
Post the HW
Carl,
next in a timely manner, please.
Thank you so much for the bits. I love you guys so much.
Discuss
and I will see
D's
you
nuts.
guys next Tuesday.